Hey guys, welcome back. Let's do some fun project today. OpenAI has released the Whisper and ChatGPT API almost 1 month before, but I haven't had time to go through that. Today we'll be creating a simple app using Gradio. First, we will provide some audio to the app, and then it uses Whisper API to convert it to text, and then that text is passed to the ChatGPT API, and the output of ChatGPT is again then passed to TTS, meaning that text to speech, and that is again converted to the audio format. So it works similar to how Siri or Alexa works. Like you say something to the app, and then the output is provided also in the audio format. So the end result would be like this, as you see in the screen. We have the simple UI with Gradio, and here you can record your voice with the microphone. As you said, record from microphone, and then first it converts that audio to text using Whisper API, and then with the ChatGPT output, and then back to audio. Let's try one first. Let's record from microphone. Who invented computer? And I can stop this. So now it might take some time because that needs to be converted to text, and then it is fed to ChatGPT API and again to TTS, and then we will see the output in audio format. It's taking some time. As you can see here, it's processing in each of those output, and let's see what it will produce and how reliable it is. Let's wait a little bit when this is being processed. Okay, you can see here who invented computer, and I said and I something at the end. So it also recognized that. So that is the output from Whisper API. And from ChatGPT API, you can see this is the output. And we can listen this now.
An electronic computer was invented in the mid-20th century by a number of different people working independently or in collaboration with others.
So this is how it works. So this is the end product. This video might be a little bit long because I will explain all the different pieces step by step, but I will also provide the time stamps in the video so you can quickly switch between different sections as you want. This is just for fun, and I just want to do something for myself and for you to practice. The more you practice, the more you learn. So I hope you will learn by the end of this video something useful today. Okay, so now let's go through the notebook. But before going through that, I highly recommend you to follow along with me. I have already updated the notebook in my GitHub repository. So I will provide the link in the description box. There is this voicegpt.ipynb notebook. If you click the notebook, it will show you that open in colab. So you can just click this open in colab button. So it will open it in the Google Colab. You need to have a Google account for this. And first thing first, always make a copy of this notebook. So in the future, you can have it already in your local drive. So just press the copy to drive, or if you want to save it in your GitHub also, in the file section here, there is a copy, save a copy in GitHub, or save a copy as a GitHub gist, or save a copy in drive. Always do save a copy in drive, for example, so that it will make a copy of this notebook and save it in your Google Drive, and then you can start running from here. The first thing, when you are in the Google Colab, you need to have a runtime, meaning that you need to have a machine to run the notebooks, right? So what you need to do in the runtime, there is this change runtime type. So here it's already GPU. But for you, you can choose whatever you want, but I recommend you to go with GPU for now because we are importing some models which might take some time when GPU will help us do faster. So try hardware accelerator GPU and save it. So now it says reconnect. So here you can say just reconnect. So then it will start allocating the memory and disk space for us. So it's connecting now. So that means that it's assigning and it's initializing now is connected. So if you click this, if you see here, it says that we have 12.7 GB of RAM, and that is GPU RAM, and disk is 78 GB of disk is being provided for us in Google Colab with the free version. If you need more, then you can of course upgrade to Google Pro or Colab Pro. Let's not go with this now. Let's close this. So now we can start exploring the notebook. First thing first, if you want to run the notebook, you can just type Shift Enter, which runs the cell and goes to the next cell. If you just want to run that particular cell, Control Enter, it will just run that cell and it stays on that cell, right? So always do Shift Enter for easiness. Or there is the alternative, you can just click this icon in front of the notebook where there is this code written. So there are many packages that we need to install, as I said before. And let's first run this command and I will show you all the links that is provided in the notebook itself. So Shift Enter, it will start downloading or installing the package for us. But now let's go through each of these links, what they are. The first one is the Whisper. And what is Whisper? So Whisper is provided from OpenAI. So here it says that Whisper is a general purpose speech recognition model. It is trained on a large dataset of diverse audio and is also a multitasking model that can perform multilingual speech recognition, speech translation, and language identification. So basically what you need to understand here is it is used to convert the speech that we will provide to the app into the text as shown in this diagram here. So the next one is Gradio. So what is Gradio? Let's go here. So Gradio is actually provides us a simple UI to serve the model. That's the easiest way you can understand. The UI that I just provided you in the start of this video, where I ask something to the app. So that is the app actually. So web app generation. So now it's still installing. Let's go to the OpenAI. I think you already know what is OpenAI. But OpenAI Python library provides convenient access to the OpenAI API from applications written in the Python language. That's the reason we need to install OpenAI Python. And the next thing here is TTS. So TTS is used, as you can see here, from text to audio. That's the reason we are using TTS. It stands for text to speech. We are using this one. It says a deep learning toolkit for text to speech, battle tested in research and production. This is the easiest one that I find to use in this demo. These are the 4 main packages that we need to install. Now all of these are installed. And by the way, there is this python.env. I'm not using this in this demo, but just to show you that it is used to load the environment variables, which you save in .env file. I will show you how it is done, but I will not use this in this demo. So now it is installed. Let's see. Okay, it says that Pip's dependency resolver does not currently take into account, and there is something wrong with the NumPy. Let's first run this if it runs or not. Let's import the package now. We have some error, so I think it will provide some error to us. Yeah, okay, Numba needs NumPy 1.21 or less, meaning that we need to install NumPy. Let's install. If you type escape and A in the keyboard, it will create a new shell on top of that, or you can even press this code. But let's install the required version of NumPy. So you can do !pip install NumPy, and we need to provide the right version. Let's type 1.21.6. Let's make it quiet and let's Shift Enter. So it will install this for now. So requirements NumPy 1.2. Do you mean, yeah, of course, I mean equals to. So now let's install the NumPy particular version, as it asks us to have the particular version of the NumPy. Okay, now that is installed, let's again run this. Okay, it's again showing the error. Let's go to the runtime and restart the runtime. You can do yes. That is what I also faced before. And if you now run just the import part, Shift Enter, now it should work as expected. Let's see, it runs the first one, second one, third, fourth. Okay, now it runs. So this is the part you need to also go through. First, you need to install the package or with pip. Then when you try to run the import commands, it shows some error. Run the or install the NumPy with a particular version and go to runtime and restart the runtime and then just import the package and it will work for us. We installed and imported all the required packages. So now the time is to do some coding part. Before writing some coding, I would just show you how the UI of Gradio looks like. If you see here, we can just import the Gradio. I just did it before. So we must have a function. Let's say I write a function greet. It takes the parameter name, right? And return hello and the name. And we need to take the Gradio gr.interface class and then provide the function, and input is text, output is also text. And we just need to write demo.launch. When we run this, shift enter, so it says that it provides us the interface. So it's loading and you can see here is the interface. It's that simple actually. And now let's say that I provide my name here, Sudarshan. It should give us hello Sudarshan because here it says hello. And if I provide the name, so it should give hello Sudarshan. So this is that simple, but in our case, we will use the models to do all these things. Now it's already launched here. But by the way, one good part is, let me remove this last part also, because here the launch share equals to true. What that does, let me run and show you instead of just explaining here. Let's load it first. Okay, here it says that, okay, now you see running on a public URL. So the same UI can be run by anyone and it expires in 72 hours. But one thing that you need to remember is that for this URL to run for 72 hours, this notebook must be running, because although it says TTS and we can share it with other people, that is hosted in our local machine. So this notebook, or if you run this in your local computer, this needs to be running in order for those people to access this particular URL. So if I just right click open in a new tab, it will open in a new tab now. So the same UI now opens here. So this can be used by anyone you share. So yeah, that is just the Gradio part. So now the speech to text part, the first one, right? So we can see what are the different models it provides for us. It provides in different languages. So you can see there are different languages. And if you scroll down, I am using the 9th model, meaning that English one. You can just choose random models from here, but let's go with the model 9. And first we need to import the random model, right? So if we write shift enter, then it will download the model for us. So it might take some time for you. So when this model is being downloaded, now we can test if it works or not, right? So here TTS to file. So we provide the text. OpenAI is not open anymore. This is just the text I want to provide. And the file path is output.wav format. And let's pass this first. Let's pass this and check now. Okay, now it's being passed into that model. And now we need to check if it's working properly or not. So here I'm using the IPython display and importing the audio and display from there. So I'm just displaying the audio that I just provided here. OpenAI is not in. Let's see if it replies us, if it outputs the audio.
Is not open anymore.
So you see that it outputs the WAV audio format to us. This is how the TTS model actually works. By the way, we did from text to speech, right? But I think I made the mistake in the heading here, saying that it is speech to text. Actually, it is text to speech. So it is text to speech part, right? So now we know that our TTS model works. Now let's go to the whisper part, meaning that audio to text part. There are many models. Let's go and see what are the different models that Whisper has. Okay, there are many models and we are going to use tiny model just to demonstrate in this, but you can use any models you want. So I need to load the model first, and this is how I load the model. And here model the device, meaning that because I'm using the GPU, right? just to check if it is using GPU or not. So here it says device type CUDA index 0. So CUDA means it is using GPU for us. That's great. So that is how the whisper part, we just load the model and that will do for us. Now let's go to the ChatGPT part. For ChatGPT to work here, we need to have a OpenAI API key. So if you don't have the API key before, you need to go to this link, platform OpenAI. Let's click that. It will take you to this link. I have already logged in here, as you can see here. And if you go to this personal on the top right corner, there is this view API keys button. Just click that one. And here you can create the APIs. So here it says create new secret key. So you can click this and it will show you the API key here. You can just copy and use it in our notebook. We created the API key, right? So now we need to load the API key, right? So what I did, as I said before, with this .env, what you can do is you can create a .env files in the folder here, and you can just create .env. But here in Google Colab, I faced an issue creating .env, but I'm not going to do with that. But for you, if you are doing this locally, you can do .env file and then load the .env and provide this key, OpenAI.api key and os.getEnv, and then pass the OpenAI key. So that is how that is being loaded or stored in .env. For me, I'm going to use JSON for that. So what I need to do is I need to create a new file here. As you can see here, I'm using env. So I'm going to use env vars.json and I'm going to put my API key here. So if you click 2 times this, it will open here. So here we can just provide the JSON file. So here what we can provide is OpenAI API key, and then I can provide my API key. Let me take my API key and I will just paste it here and I will do Control yes, so that it's saved now. So I can close this. So now here it says import JSON with open, and I'm importing my JSON file and then reading that particular key. So, and then I'm passing here OpenAI.api key and passing that variable. Let's run this. So now it loaded. That means that now I have my OpenAI API key being loaded on this notebook for me. So now is the ChatGPT part. In the beginning, we need to pass the message as a role and system. And here you are a helpful and kind AI assistant. You can give any name you want here, but I just want to provide the simple message here. And then you create a function, because we are passing this function into the Gradio app or UI, right? So we need to create a function. So if there is an input, because the input is being taken as a parameter here. So if input messages.append. So here you see the message list is being created. And then we append that and we provide a different role now. Role, user, and content is the input. So we provide here input is the content. And this is the main part here. Chat is OpenAI.chat completion. That is what we use. And .create, and we use the model GPT 3.5 Turbo. This is the one that is providing the free version of ChatGPT UI. And messages equals to message. So this message and the reply that comes from the ChatGPT, we just take the message content from that. And then we append that. If you see here, messages.append, role, assistant, content, and reply. So we append that response from ChatGPT also back to the messages list here. Then we return the reply. That means that the ChatGPT output will be replied. So if we just to shift enter, it will run this one. Now the main function to transcribe. So what we will do here is it takes in the audio, Whisper converts it to text based on the model we provided. Text is then passed to ChatGPT. The response of ChatGPT is again converted to audio using TTS, as I said before. So here, as you can see here, I have created a function called def transcribe audio. It takes the audio as input. So here we are actually taking the audio and text. So audio to text. So we need to actually have the modal here. Okay, no, because we have already provided the modal. If you see all the way up, so here is the text to speech, not this one, the whisper one. Where is the whisper one? Okay, here, whisper the available modals, and we have provided the modal here as the tiny en, right? So that is what we are using here. So not here, but here. So modal, that one, dot transcribe the audio into the text. So the text to audio part now. So ChatGPT API. So the text from the whisper is provided to the ChatGPT. Then we use the TTS to convert that text into the audio. And then we save it into the output.wav format. And then now we return. So here you can return whatever you want. If you just want to return the audio to text, then it will just provide the one output. If you want to have another output, text to audio, and also the output, meaning that for me in this demo, I will be showing you all the three outputs, right? So you can provide all the three outputs here. Shift enter. So now our function is ready. The main Gradio UI part is we have output 1, output 2, and output 3. So this is how you can provide the text box, which appears on top of the text box. So here, just for simplicity labeling, I provided speech to text, that is the whisper. And the next output is ChatGPT output. And the third output is the ChatGPT output to audio via a TTR. And the output and the upload here, I have provided the output.wav that is being provided. And then now we take the interface class here and we provide the title for the UI itself. So AI voice assistant using Whisper, ChatGPT, TTS, Gradio. And we have the function which we just created here, the transcribe function. And we provide the input. So the input is the audio, right? So as I said, Gradio takes audio, text, and different other things. So here we are providing the audio because in the beginning I provided you the text example, but here we are providing the audio, and the sound is the microphone that we are using our own laptop or whatever you are using, the microphone, and the type is the file path. And output is of course the output 1, 2, and output 3. And here I'm saying live equals to true. What that does is we don't need to submit. It's when I just speak, and if I click stop recording, it will start doing all the things automatically. So if you want to have that submit button there, you can just delete this live. And the launch share equals to true, meaning that you can have that shareable link with others. So let's now shift enter. It will run this command. So it will open us a UI for us, as I showed you in the beginning of this video. So yeah, this is what it does. By the way, this live equals to true, I just want to show you what it does. If I just remove this and if I type shift enter, you will see the new UI being created. Let's see the output. It's being created for us. Okay, there is the shareable link. But here you can see that clear and submit button appears, meaning that after we record something, we need to click the submit button here. You get the idea. Now let's put the submit button there, right? So now let's record some output. So we asked what is computer in the beginning, right? So now let's ask who is the president of America? Stop. And now if it was live equals to true, then it should be submit. There is no submit button here, right? So now if I click the submit button here, then now that text or that audio is being sent to Whisper for text. And then that is then transferred to ChatGPT and then to TTS. It takes some time. Okay, it's faster now. So who is the president of America? It says as of January 2021, the current president of the United States of America is Joe Biden. Why it is saying 2021? Because the model cutoff of ChatGPT is September 2021, right? So it just remembers based on that result. That is why I provided this example just to test. And then the output is here. You can listen.
As of January 2021, the current president of the United States of America is Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, yeah. So this is how you can do from speech to speech. It's kind of, this is how actually the Siri and the Alexa works. So congratulations, you just created a AI voice assistant using Whisper, ChatGPT, TTS and Gradio. There are many things to take here, but I just wanted to show you that it's possible. And for fun project, when you have time, you can just go around and learn new things using Python. And by the way, just a bonus part here, we can customize the ChatGPT output based on our need. I hope you have seen many people creating the videos saying that, okay, just provide me some information about some particular topic, right? So here we can do that very easily. What we can do is just import the OpenAI Gradio, JSON and OS that we did before. We need to load the OpenAI key that we did before. What we can do, shift enter, we already had the key already being saved here. So in the message, this is the key part here. So here, this is the one that is playing all the important role here. So here is the role and the system. And the content is you are an AI specialized in food. Do not answer anything other than food related queries. So this is how we can make our chatbot personalized, so that it just outputs only that particular type of content. Yeah, other thing is the same that I just showed you before. Let's just run this and see how it performs. Let's just run this now. It is creating the Gradio UI for us. Just to test for now, here is the chat with AI and here is the reply. So now we are going to chat, not the speech for this case. Now let's ask the same question that I asked before. So I asked, who is the president of America? Or whatever you want to call America, or United States of America. But if we submit that, then it shouldn't provide us the answer, because I'm sorry, but as an AI specialized in food, I cannot answer that question as it is not related to food content. So you can see that based on just one prompt that you provide to ChatGPT, you can create your own personalized chatbot that can be really useful in your particular business or your particular context, because you might be working in some particular field and you want the chatbot to be specialized in that particular field. So now I think you get the idea how easily we can make the chatbot personalized in our context. So yeah, that is all I want to show in this video. I hope you find it helpful. If yes, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.